Hello, this is Mr. Swift, and I'm here to help you with your Pez project. There are a couple tools I want to share with you. The first tool I'm going to share with you is called the pattern tool. So to start off, what I want to do is make a sketch in my top view, and this time I'm going to use something called the center point rectangle, and I can do that from my origin. So I'm going to click here and pull that out, and then I'm going to dimension that. So at the D key, dimension this one way, and I want it to be 50 millimeters. So that is 5 centimeters. So I hit 5, and then I'm going to dimension this in this pattern, and I'm going to do the same thing there. I'm going to make it a 5 by 5 rectangle. So I'm going to view on my top, and now I'm going to zoom in. Now, one of the things I want to do is make a little tray to hold my Pez. So I'm going to be done with that, and then I'm going to extrude that. And I'm just going to extrude it 2.5 millimeters. It really doesn't matter right now because the important thing is I'm going to come back and draw on this new surface. And on this new surface, I'm going to draw a corner rectangle starting up here. I'm going to drag down, and then now I'm going to dimension that. And this I'm going to dimension that fit size for our Pez. And we learned that that would be 9 millimeters, so that would be 0.9, and by 16 millimeters, which would be 1.6. All right, so I'm happy with that size. I can just move it down. So I got to get out of my, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to move that rectangle down to about here. Now this is the tool I want to show you, and this is called the linear pattern. There's also a circular pattern, so if you want to put something in a circle, but the linear pattern will multiply this out. So I'm going to click on linear pattern, and it wants to know, what do we want to pattern? I want to pattern that line, that line, that line, and that line. And I want to change this direction, so I'm going to point down, and it says how many across do I want? I want 3 across, and I want I want 4 across, sorry. I want 4 across this direction, and I want 3 across in this direction. And you can see kind of how it's made a grid of those. Now the one problem is my spacing's a bit off, so I'm going to take this and I'll change it to 1, and I want to keep playing with that till I can see if I can fit them within my grid here. So the one this way could be a little bit bigger, 1.2. That looks pretty good. And then here we'll do 1.2 as well. No, maybe 1.3. We're getting close. Maybe 1.4. Almost. Getting there. Maybe 1.6. Almost. And just a little bit more, 1.7. Now that looks spaced pretty well. So I took this shape. I selected what I want to multiply. I multiplied it by 3 this way. I multiplied it by, or 4 this way, 3 this way, and I put my setting. And then now I clicked OK, and it looks to be drawn in there. Oh, I do need to make that change. This 1.7 doesn't look like it's enough, so I'm going to do 1.8. There we go. So I'm happy with that, but you'll notice that my background is not big enough. So I'm going to click OK on this. I'm going to come back to sketch 1. I'm going to dimension this to be maybe 5.5, and then click OK. Come back to my sketch 2, drag this up about there. All right, so that looks pretty good. Now what I want to do is I want to make those a little pocket for my Pez. So I'm going to click extrude. I'm going to remove all that stuff. So I can actually click sketch 2 and it'll remove all of it. Now I don't want to remove it all the way through. I just want to remove it part way. So I'm going to, we learned the other day that the depth of these should be around 5.3. So I'm going to type in here 0.53. So you can see that I've got little pockets now for all my Pez. So that's how you use a pattern tool to make pockets. In my next video, I'm going to show you how to use the shell tool using this part. Good luck.